Would this be the best custom pickup system for an acoustic guitar? Let's talk about it. I have had many different acoustic guitar pickup systems over the years, and I've learned a few things doing so. Number one is they will never sound exactly how your guitar sounds acoustically. They can sound nice, they can sound pleasing to the ears, but they will never sound exactly how your guitar sounds. Not exactly. They can sound close, they can get pretty close and really pleasing, but I don't think they will ever truly replicate exactly how your guitar sounds acoustically. And number two is to get the best sound that you can get and the most control that you can get is to combine different pickups. Whether that's combining a sound hole pickup with a microphone or a bridge pickup with a microphone or even a bridge pickup with a sound hole pickup, or in my case, combining a bridge pickup with a sound hole pickup and a microphone. Now there's a lot of systems out there that have combinations already. So they come with either a sound hole pickup and you have like an internal microphone on a gooseneck, like the Fishman Rare Earth blend system. It's a very popular one. Or like a piezo contact pickup, bridge pickup, whatever you have on the bridge here, combined also with an internal microphone. I think like the K&K system have that, K&K Trinity system have that. So when you have combination pickups, they usually come with two different pickups, whether that's a sound hole pickup and a microphone or a bridge pickup and a microphone, or sometimes it might be like a bridge pickup and a sound hole pickup. They very rarely have three different pickups. I think that's mainly because if you have three different pickups, then you need three different signals out of your output, which means you need to have two different outputs. So one of these is stereo and one of these is mono. I don't need these at the moment because I don't have an internal microphone. I have an external microphone, but this is just like from previous different pickup systems that I've had over the past. I've had multiple pickup systems with internal microphones and three different signals. If you have three different signals inside your guitar and you want them to have their own outputs, then you kind of need to have two different outputs there. One's stereo and one's mono. So that's for the three. I think there is one that I've seen. It's the Fishman Power Tap John Gom Signature Series. I think that is three. So it's a microphone, internal microphone, and a sound hole pickup and a bridge pickup. When I say a bridge pickup, I mean like either a transducer or maybe it's like a piezo or piezo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Inside on the bridge, just stuck. So I don't usually go for these multiple pickup systems that already have multiple pickups. Because I like to choose them myself. So customize the pickups, individual pickups myself. So I have two pickups and then one microphone here. And I like to pick these out myself so I can pick the best ones for what they are. Because if you have ones that come with everything already, then you're stuck with that, which is actually it's not a bad thing in terms of practicality, and maybe you don't want to get overwhelmed by the lots of different pickups and different systems. You just want to pick one thing and it does it all. They're great for this, but I like to chop and choose things and get the best type of pickup I can out of that thing, and then sort of choose what I want and customize it myself. All right, so let's talk about the setup I have. I have three different signals going on. I have a sound hole pickup, a bridge pickup, and I have an external microphone here. The sound hole pickup is a Fishman Black Stack, and it's a Really nice sounding magnetic sound hole pickup. It's a humbucker pickup. It reminds me of these sort of old school magnetic sound hole pickups that you kind of get for acoustic guitars that were really massive and chunky. What come to mind is like the Sunrise pickups, and the Sunrise pickups are even chunkier than this one and heavier. But what I like about this is it has adjustable pole pieces, and so that allows you to adjust the level of each individual string. And that's quite important with magnetic sound hole pickups, because these two unwound strings are always a little bit louder than the other strings, and that can be annoying if you can't adjust the pole pieces, if you can't adjust the level of each string, you know. But you can on this one, so that's why it's really nice. It's really well made. It's a solid pickup. It's very clear. It's rich. It has a really nice tone to it, you know. And I just really like this pickup. I did a video for this. I'll link it in the description down below if you want to watch that video on that specifically. And then we'll go to the bridge pickup here. Piezo, however you want to pronounce it. It's 3 contact pickups, the K&K Pure Mini. I really, really like this pickup. It's with these type of pickups, they work on vibration. So they pick up the vibration of the strings and the soundboard. So they tend to sound a little bit more natural. You hear the wood a little bit more, whereas the magnetic sound hole pickup, you hear the strings and they're very direct and have a lot of clarity. The bridge pickup has a lot more low end, a lot more warmth, but it can sound kind of a little bit muddy, you know. And you can, with these type of pickups, especially transducer style pickups, ones that go underneath, it's sort of a long thing that goes underneath your saddle. That's the most common pickup for, like, if you buy your guitar new and it comes with a pickup, usually 9 times out of 10, not always, but a lot of the time it will come with this type of pickup. And they tend to have this sort of quacking kind of sound, which this sort of plasticky, quacky sound, which is not too nice, you know. But these are less so. The K&K Pure Mini is less so. You still get a bit of that because it's a similar sort of technology, but it's definitely less so. Lots of warmth, lots of low end, lots of woodiness sound, but it can sound a little bit muddy. So, but we'll look at how I solve that in a second. And then what is, I think, one of the most important things in any pickup system, the microphone. So the microphone can obviously cause trouble in live situations. That's why a lot of people don't go for microphones, or they'd have just a tiny little bit of microphone in the mix, because it can cause problems depending on your setup, depending on how many people are with you on stage, you know, all these different things. But this is the Neumann MCM 114. I did a video on this recently. It sounds absolutely incredible. It's a high-end condenser microphone, and it actually sounds very similar to like the Neumann KM184 small diaphragm condenser. I did a back-to-back comparison to that. It sounds very similar. Actually, a lot of the time I use my small condenser live on stage because I'm sitting down and I'm playing, you know, live on stage, so I'm not moving around, which helps if you're using an actual external microphone on a mic stand, you know, for your guitar. But this is a lot more practical. It's a lot smaller than using a small diaphragm condenser, and it sounds just as good. Now this setup is not cheap by any means. It's probably the most expensive setup I've ever had on my guitar. Now I should say that I'm borrowing the MCM114 microphone from Neumann. I didn't buy it, it's not mine. But also remember, I've been playing guitar for many, many years and I didn't start out with this setup. I started out with a very basic, very simple transducer on my acoustic guitar, like a lot of us do, and I had that for many years. And then I moved over to sound hole pickups because I just preferred the sound to sound hole pickups, and I was doing a lot of slide guitar at the time. And sound hole pickups sound really good with slide, I think, in my opinion. So I had like a Sunrise pickup. I talked about Sunrise pickups, really, really nice sounding sound hole pickups for acoustic guitars. Many great players use Sunrise pickups, and I had that. I was just using that for many years, and I had that, and I didn't have any pedals or preamps or EQs. It was a very, very basic setup. It was just the Sunrise, and then I was going into a DI box. That's it. That was my setup for many years, and I liked it. It was great until I started experimenting with combination pickups. And the first combination pickup I got was the Fishman Rare Earth Blend System. It's a great one if you want to get just started with combination pickups, because it has it's a sound hole pickup with a microphone with a gooseneck, so you can adjust the angle inside it, and then you can control. It has an output. The output is stereo, and then you can control how much of the microphone compared to the pickup you want as well, just on a little wheel inside. I think you can actually wire it so you can have it mono as well, so it blends the two. I'm not sure about that actually. It might just be stereo, I'm not sure. But it's a great pickup if you want to just get started with combinations, and just add a little bit of microphone to your sound. Now there are other pickups as well that have little microphones on them. I think Seymour Duncan do one that has I think it's called Mag Mic or something like this, and it's basically a sound hole pickup with a microphone just in the pickup itself. So it's an internal microphone as well. And that will just give a little bit, you just need a little bit of microphone sometimes in combination with the pickup to make it just a little bit of that air, That's what some of these pickups are lacking. There's no air. It's just that direct sound, that direct pickup sound just doesn't sound like an acoustic, the way we hear it acoustically, So just a tiny microphone can just really, really help with that. Now, one thing that I've learned when combining pickups and microphones and blending them is try to enhance what you like about that microphone or pickup, and then get rid of everything else. Because what often happens is they start competing with each other in terms of the frequency space, you know. So if you imagine the whole frequency spectrum, you know, you have like the low end, the mid, and the high end, and all these whole range of frequencies, right? I'm explaining this in a very simple way, by the way. To me, I like the sound of my bridge pickup, that low end, you know. To me, it gives a really nice low end and that low mid range. I really like the sound of that. But some of the high frequencies, nah, I'm not so keen on. So I actually cut them. You know, I'm like quite drastic when it comes to the EQ of things, because I know I have multiple pickups and microphones that I'm blending. You know, if I had just this pickup, then I'd probably leave a lot of those high-end frequencies in there, you know, because I have just the one. But as I'm blending them, I know that, okay, I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to use the low end of this pickup because I know it sounds really nice, especially through a PA system, you know. And just like with the Black Stack, with the sound hole pickup, I know I really like the high range frequencies and the mid range frequencies, but I'm not so keen on the really low end. You know, it doesn't give me as much warmth and sort of body and woodness as the is that a word? Woodness? Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't give me as much woody sound, you know, from the soundboard as the K&K does. So with this one, I would just roll off the bottom frequencies, and I would just enhance these frequencies that I really like. And I very rarely, when it comes to EQing, I don't want to get too much into EQing, but when I do EQ, I very rarely boost things. I more take things out, you know. And by just taking things out, taking frequencies down, you are basically boosting the frequencies that are left. You're boosting them, you know. So I just take things out when I'm EQing. So that kind of, they complement each other that way, you know. And with the microphone, it sort of fills in everything else, you know. I kind of like all the frequencies with the microphone, you know. But it with the mic, it just depends on what I can get away with and how much volume I can give it, you know. With this one here, I can actually give it quite a bit of volume because it's slightly less sensitive than other external microphones like small diaphragm condensers. So I can actually give it a little bit more volume because it's not going to give me as many problems in terms of feedback and stuff like that. So the microphone will just fill in everything else, you know. So in a very simple way, I would say like the bridge pickup, all low end, low mid range, the sound hole pickup, all that mid to high range frequencies, and then the microphone, kind of everything else, as much as I can get away with, basically. What do you think? Is this the best pickup system for an acoustic guitar? It's definitely the best pickup system I've ever had for acoustic guitar. Best sounding. I mean, what is best? Best is all subjective anyway. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you think this sounds, whether you think something else maybe could sound a bit better. Any recommendations as well? You know, a lot of you have tried other pickups. You know, I haven't tried all the pickups, so, you know, I can't say that this is the best out there. It's just the best for me. It's my best. It's the best one that I have tried so far, this combination. Do you use combination pickups? Let me know which ones you use if you do. As always, I'll put links in the description down below for all the gear that I'm using. Also, I'll put a link in the description down below for my Song Club community. It's a free community of other guitarists, singer-songwriters. I've just released a course on there on pickups, different pickup systems, how they sound, how to get the best sound out of your pickup. Go go and check it out. Other than that, have a fantastic day, and I'll put another video up here for you to watch about one of these different pickups, and I'll see you over there. Bye.